Stop. Whatever you are doing, you need to stop and listen to this. This is not a casual message, not a passing thought. This is an urgent call, a divine appointment. And if these words have found you, then you are meant to hear them. The next few minutes are not about predictions or horoscopes. They are not about guessing what tomorrow may bring. No, this is an energetic forecast, a spiritual weather report. Just as you check the sky before a storm, just as sailors once watched the winds to know when to set sail, so too must you listen to this forecast. Because what is arriving now is not ordinary energy. It is rare, compressed, undeniable, and it will touch every single soul on this planet, and I need you to understand the difference. A prediction says, this will happen, but an energetic forecast says, here is the current, here is the tide, here is how you can rise with it or be pulled under by it. Most people ignore these currents. They go about their lives as though nothing is shifting, blind to the invisible winds that shape their destiny. But you, if you are here, still listening, are not like most people. You have felt the tremors in your body, the quickening in your dreams, the strange synchronicities that keep finding you. You have known, deep inside, that something bigger is unfolding. And now, that something is here. This is not fear. This is preparation. A farmer does not fear the coming storm, but prepares the soil, strengthens the roots, and welcomes the rain. In the same way, this message is not here to frighten you, but to awaken you. Because within the next 96 hours, a planetary-wide awakening is being compressed into a single window of time. 4 days, 96 hours, that is all. A wave of cosmic intelligence, a tide of frequencies older than recorded history, is about to wash across our reality. Some will dismiss it. Some will miss it entirely. But the ones who are awake, the ones chosen to hear this, will feel it ignite something dormant within them. At the center of this forecast is a rare alignment. Earth, the hidden shadow moon, and the galactic core itself are locking into position. This alignment is not in the mainstream astrology columns. It is not a headline on the evening news. Because what is happening now is not meant for the masses. It is meant for the initiates, the souls who were prepared long before they were even born. The hidden shadow moon, rarely spoken of, acts as a veil, a mirror, a keeper of forgotten codes. And when it aligns with Earth and the heart of the galaxy, something extraordinary happens. The veil thins, the codes activate, and the barrier between what you are and what you are meant to become begins to dissolve. The energy entering is not random light, not empty radiation from distant stars. No, this is intelligent light, 5D light codes designed with precision. Think of them as divine software upgrades, entering the human system to dissolve the old frequency fence, the invisible cage that has kept humanity trapped in cycles of limitation, fear, and forgetfulness. These codes are not theory. They are real, they are alive, and they are already arriving. If you have been feeling restless, emotional, unable to sleep, or suddenly filled with bursts of inspiration and clarity, you have already touched the edge of this wave. And the purpose of these codes? To activate dormant DNA. For centuries, humanity has lived with only a fraction of its divine potential switched on. You have been told you are small. You have been told you are limited. But that is the great illusion. The truth is, you carry within you strands of light, dormant filaments waiting for the right cosmic key. And this alignment, this rare energetic storm, is the key. It will not force itself upon you, but it will present itself. And those with eyes to see and hearts open will awaken to a new frequency of being. Here is what you must remember. The proof will not be in the sky. Most will look up, see nothing unusual, and dismiss this as fantasy. But you, the awakened, the listening, must not be fooled. The proof will not be out there. The proof will be in here, in your body, in your emotions, in the sudden clarity of your dreams, in the way your heart begins to beat in rhythm with something larger than yourself. That is how you will know. That is how the universe whispers, "You are chosen. You are ready." So as you hear these words, I ask you, are you willing to treat the next 96 hours not as ordinary time, but as sacred? Are you willing to prepare your vessel, to open your field, to anchor this energy with trust instead of fear? Because make no mistake, the window will pass, and with it, the chance to step into a frequency few souls in history have ever touched. And if you are still here, still watching, still listening, then you already know this is not coincidence. This is your call. This is your forecast. And the storm is already on the horizon. Have you noticed it lately? That subtle, high-pitched ringing, a hum that seems to appear out of nowhere. Some dismiss it as tinnitus, as random noise in the ear. But if you are here, if you are listening to this message, you need to know the truth. It is not a medical accident. It is not a malfunction. It is a signal. It is a frequency tuning into your pineal gland, the very seat of your soul's perception, the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. And when it arrives, you must understand, you are being called. This sound is not external, though it may seem to come from the air around you. It is not internal in the way your body usually registers sensation. No, it is a direct transmission from source, a vibration that pierces through dimensions to reach you. And while most people dismiss it, medicate it, or run from it, the awakened ones know. They know this is not coincidence. They know this is the tuning fork of creation itself, aligning them with higher streams of consciousness. The hum comes when you are quiet, when you least expect it, when you are drifting off to sleep or waking, in the early dawn. It comes as a whisper, a shimmer, sometimes so faint you wonder if you imagined it. But it is real, and those who hear it are receiving an ancient activation. For what you are hearing is the sound of your energy body calibrating to a higher octave, a frequency that dissolves the illusions of this dense world and connects you to the hidden architecture of the cosmos. Most will ignore it. They will call it ringing in the ears, brush it off, and never realize that the universe just knocked on their door. But you are not most. You are one of the few who can sense the sacred in what the world labels ordinary. And that is why, when you hear it, you must stop. Do not panic. Do not rush. Simply pause, breathe, and receive. This is not an irritation. It is an invitation. The hum is a reminder to step out of the noise of the world and into the stillness of your own higher self. Think of it this way. Your soul is a musical instrument, and the cosmos is striking a chord. The high-pitched tone is the bow across the string, the tuning key aligning you to a universal symphony. If you resist it, you will hear only noise. But if you surrender, if you let yourself merge with the sound, something miraculous happens. The pineal gland, often called the seat of the soul, awakens. Vision sharpens, not with your physical eyes, but with your inner sight. Patterns begin to reveal themselves. Synchronicities align. Dreams become messages. And you begin to realize you were never alone, never separate, always connected to a greater field of intelligence. So the next time it comes, and it will, do not fear it. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart. Take a long, slow breath in and exhale with gratitude. Whisper silently, "I hear the call," because that is what this sound is. A call to awaken, a call to align, a call to remember. And the more you honor it, the more frequently it will come. It will guide you, recalibrate you, and prepare you for the higher light codes flooding this planet. And here is something powerful you can do now. join your energy with the others who are experiencing this. We are not isolated souls scattered in silence. We are a community, a living grid of light stretching across the earth. When you hear the cosmic hum, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it, anchor it, declare it. Right here in the comments, type the words, "I hear the call." By doing so, you are not just affirming your own awakening. You are amplifying the signal, strengthening the collective field, and reminding others they are not alone in this experience. This is how the shift happens. Not through fear, not through division, but through subtle frequencies, through whispers only the awakened can hear. The cosmic hum is not random. It is not meaningless. It is the first sign, the gentle knock of the universe saying, "It's time." And if you are still here, still listening, still resonating with these words, then you already know you were meant to hear it. Have you felt it? The sudden waves of heat rushing through your body, as though an unseen fire has been lit inside your chest, rising up your spine, burning through your skin. Or the opposite, the bone-rattling chills that shake you even in the warmth of a room, a coldness that feels less like temperature and more like energy moving through your very cells. These are not random. These are not symptoms of illness. They are the unmistakable signs of energetic fluctuation, the body's way of adjusting to the extraordinary light pouring onto this planet. When the fire rises, it is not a hot flash in the ordinary sense. It is the ancient serpent, the Kundalini, flame moving through your system. It is the fire of purification, the sacred blaze that burns through karmic residue stored in your tissues, your memories, your bloodline. It rises when old contracts are ending, when heavy energies no longer have permission to remain. This fire may feel overwhelming, but it is not here to harm you. It is here to liberate you. And in those moments when it comes, the invitation is simple. Do not resist. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize yourself as a sacred temple, every wall and corner being cleansed by fire. See the flames consuming the patterns of fear, shame, and limitation until only light remains. And then there are the chills. Not ordinary chills, not the shiver of a cold breeze, but deep, bone-anchored waves that leave you trembling even when nothing external could explain them. These chills are not absence of heat, they are presence of light. What you are feeling is the integration of your crystalline light body, the diamond lattice of energy that is replacing the old carbon density of the human form. Every shiver is the soundless cracking of the old shell, every tremor the infusion of new codes. It may feel disorienting, but it is not weakness. It is transformation. So the next time the chills come, honor them. Breathe into them as though you are inhaling the very breath of the cosmos. And as you exhale, visualize streams of diamond light flowing into your bones, into your marrow, into the very core of who you are. Imagine every cell sparkling with crystalline brilliance, becoming a vessel that can hold higher and higher frequencies without breaking. This is how you anchor heaven into earth, not in theory, but in your own body. Understand this. Fire and ice, heat and chill, they are not opposites here. They are partners, working together to refine you. The fire burns away the density, the karma, the heaviness you were never meant to carry forever. The chills rebuild you, weaving in light that is unbreakable, indestructible, eternal. One destroys, the other creates. Together, they initiate you into a new form of being. Many people are experiencing these fluctuations right now, but have no language for them. They call them random hot flashes, strange cold spells, or they fear something is wrong with their health. But you, because you are here, because you are listening, you know better. You understand that what the world calls strange is in fact sacred. You are not being undone, you are being reborn. So when the fire comes, do not push it away. Welcome it. Say to yourself, I am being purified. And when the chills come, do not fear them. Embrace them. Whisper, I am receiving light. These simple affirmations shift you from confusion into alignment, from resistance into grace. They remind your body that what is happening is holy, not harmful. And just like with the cosmic hum, I want you to share this experience. You are not alone in this transformation. Others across the globe are feeling the same waves, wondering if they are the only ones. Together, we create a grid of remembrance. So, right here in the comments, anchor your energy into the collective by declaring, I am purified by fire. I am infused with diamond light. Let these words not only affirm your own journey, but also strengthen those who are walking the same path. Because this is how the awakening unfolds, not through grand displays in the sky, but through the intimate and mysterious currents in the human body. Fire and light, heat and chill, weaving a new creation from the ashes of the old. And if you are still watching, still listening, still resonating with these words, then you already know this is not coincidence. This is your initiation. Have your dreams been shifting lately? Becoming more vivid, more alive, more prophetic than ever before? Perhaps you found yourself waking in the middle of the night with fragments of visions still clinging to you. Symbols, faces, conversations that feel more real than anything that happened the day before. This is not random. This is not just dreaming. This is the dream state bleeding into waking reality, and it is one of the clearest signs that you are aligning with the higher currents now moving across the earth. Your dreams are no longer contained in the hours of sleep. They are becoming doorways, portals, messages from beyond the veil. For the awakened, the dream state is expanding. What once seemed like fantasy is now becoming prophecy. You may dream of events before they happen. You may dream of meeting guides, loved ones, or teachers who speak words of instruction into your soul. You may dream of walking through temples, forests, oceans of light, only to wake up with the feeling that you were not imagining, but remembering. This is because the boundary between sleeping and waking is thinning, and it doesn't end when your eyes open. Many of you have already begun noticing it. Shimmering lights at the edges of your vision, flashes of sacred geometry in the air, patterns dancing across the fabric of your day-to-day life. These are not hallucinations. They are bleed-throughs, signs that the architecture of reality is revealing itself to you. What others dismiss as strange or just the imagination, you are beginning to recognize as the real structure behind this world. The dream is seeping into the waking, and the waking is becoming a dream. This is a powerful sign of activation. It means your consciousness is no longer confined to the rigid limits of the old matrix. You are starting to live between worlds, the material and the subtle, the physical and the etheric. And while this may feel disorienting, it is also deeply liberating. It means you are awakening to the truth that reality itself is pliable, that life is not a fixed script but a canvas of energy, waiting for you to paint with intention. The key now is to honor the dreams, to treat them as sacred guidance rather than discard them as random fragments of the mind. Every dream carries a message, even if it seems small. The colors, the symbols, the people you meet, they are not accidents. They are reflections of your soul's journey and transmissions from higher planes. And the best way to catch these messages before they fade is simple. Keep a dream journal. When you wake, no matter how tired you feel, no matter how small the detail seems, write it down. Write down the names, the images, the emotions, the places. Over time, a pattern will emerge. You will begin to see the language of the universe forming through your own nightly visions. You will see warnings, instructions, confirmations, and blessings weaving themselves into your awareness. The dream journal becomes more than a notebook. It becomes your sacred text, your personal book of prophecy. This practice does more than record. It signals to the universe that you are listening, that you are willing to honor the whispers being given to you. And when you listen, the dreams grow stronger. They become clearer, more precise, more undeniable. You will go from dreaming passively to entering your dreams with awareness, to becoming lucid, to asking questions and receiving answers that guide your waking life. This is the birth of a dream shaman, a dream traveler, and it is part of the awakening many of you are stepping into now. So, if you have been noticing this bleed through, if your nights feel charged with prophecy and your days shimmer with unreality, know this. You are not losing your grip on reality. You are gaining access to a greater one. And the most important step you can take right now is to start capturing what you are given. Tonight, place a notebook by your bed. When you wake, write. No detail is too small. And then, here, in this space of community, declare your activation. Type in the comments, "I honor my dreams." By doing so, you anchor your visions not just for yourself, but for the collective awakening. Because the dream is no longer separate. The dream and the waking are merging. And if you are here, still watching, still listening, you already know. This is not coincidence. This is the universe reminding you that your destiny is written not just in the stars, but in the dreams you carry. Have you ever been startled awake in the night, heart racing, pounding so strongly it feels as though the entire universe is beating inside your chest? Between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., many awakened souls are experiencing sudden palpitations, quickenings, or a pressure in the chest that feels both physical and deeply spiritual. Doctors may explain it away as stress, hormones, or restlessness. But you feel it. And if you are hearing these words, it is time to understand. This is not random. This is the activation of your high heart center, syncing with the galactic pulse. The high heart is more than an organ of flesh. It is the bridge between the human and the divine, the center where compassion, truth, and unity flow into your being. And right now, as Earth is bathed in higher frequencies, this sacred heart is being awakened. The racing you feel is not danger, it is alignment. It is your physical heart trying to keep pace with a rhythm that originates far beyond this world. Think of it this way. The galaxy itself has a heartbeat. The stars pulse, the solar winds move in waves, the cosmic clock ticks in patterns older than time. And in this window of awakening, your heart is being invited to sync with that pulse. That is why it happens most often in the silent hours of night, when the distractions of the world fade away and the only sound left is the whisper of the universe aligning with your soul. It can be frightening. You may wake with your chest pounding, wondering if something is wrong. But pause. Breathe. Place your hand gently over your heart. Feel its rhythm beneath your palm. And instead of fearing, affirm the truth. My heart is awake, because that is what is happening. The slumbering chambers of your soul are opening. The walls you built to protect yourself are crumbling, and the deeper current of divine love is rushing in. This activation is not only physical, it is emotional, karmic, ancestral. When the high heart awakens, it pushes to the surface every grief, every wound, every unspoken sorrow that has been locked away. The quickening you feel is your soul, pumping light into places where shadows once lived. Sometimes it will bring tears. Sometimes it will bring sudden bursts of joy. Other times it will feel like both at once, leaving you trembling in mystery. But remember, this is not punishment. This is purification, and you are not alone in this. Across the planet, thousands are waking in those same hours, clutching their chest, feeling the same pulse. This is the collective heart of humanity beginning to beat as one. Your quickening is part of a larger symphony, a field of resonance weaving us back together. What was once fractured is being mended. What was once separate is remembering its unity. So the practice is simple but powerful. When it happens, do not panic. Instead, turn it into a ritual. Place your hand on your chest. Breathe slowly. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Whisper, "My heart is awake." Feel those words not just in your mind, but as a vibration sinking into your cells. With each repetition, you are signaling to your body that what is happening is sacred, not dangerous. You are inviting the galactic rhythm to anchor itself fully within you. Over time, you may notice a shift. The palpitations will become less alarming and more familiar. You will begin to recognize them as a signal, a sign that you are aligning with love, truth, and higher guidance. And as your heart syncs with the galactic pulse, you will feel a new steadiness, a new clarity, a new depth of compassion for yourself and others. So tonight, if you wake between 1 and 4 a.m. with your chest pounding, do not be afraid. Smile softly in the dark, place your hand over your heart, and declare, "My heart is awake." Then, if you feel called, anchor this truth in the collective by typing it here in the comments. Let us know you are part of the great quickening, because the more of us who awaken together, the stronger this pulse will grow, until the heartbeat of humanity and the heartbeat of the cosmos become one. And if you are still here, still listening, then you already know. This is not coincidence. This is your initiation. This is your heart remembering its true rhythm. Have you noticed your body shifting in strange ways? Some days you feel impossibly heavy, as if gravity itself has tightened its grip on you, pulling you deep into the earth. Other days you feel light, unanchored, as though you are floating inches above the ground, barely tethered to this world at all. These sensations are not random. They are not signs that something is wrong. They are symptoms of gravitational flux, the dance between your expanding light body and the grounding embrace of Gaia herself. When you feel heavy, when even simple movements feel weighted, it is not because you are being drained. It is because you are anchoring cosmic light into the earth. You are acting as a conduit, a vessel, pulling frequencies from the higher realms down into the soil, into the crystalline core of Gaia. You may feel exhausted, dense, slowed, but understand, this is sacred work. The heaviness is your body's way of stabilizing immense energy so it does not scatter or overwhelm. In those moments, you are the roots of a cosmic tree, drawing the light down into the planet to nourish the collective. And when you feel light, when your body tingles, when you sense yourself floating, when even walking feels dreamlike, you are experiencing the expansion of your Merkaba. The Merkaba is your divine vehicle of light, the star tetrahedron energy field that surrounds your body. As it activates, you may feel yourself less bound to the old rules of gravity, less fixed in density. This sensation is not instability. It is freedom. It is your soul reminding you that you are not limited to flesh and bone, but are made of starlight, designed to travel across dimensions. The shift between these two states, heaviness and lightness, is the oscillation of awakening. Both are essential. Without heaviness, you would drift away, ungrounded, unable to carry the new codes into matter. Without lightness, you would remain bound, unable to ascend. Together, they form the rhythm of ascension, anchor and rise, root and expand, earth and sky. So, what should you do when these fluxes come? Do not fight them, honor them. When the heaviness presses on you, take it as a sign to ground intentionally. Step outside if you can. Remove your shoes. Place your bare feet on the earth. Visualize golden roots extending from your soles deep into the soil, wrapping gently around the crystalline core of Gaia. See the excess weight not as burden, but as energy flowing downward, stabilizing, harmonizing, nourishing the planet beneath you. Feel yourself anchored, safe, strong. Whisper silently, "I ground the light." And when the lightness comes, do not resist it either. Instead, breathe deeply and visualize your Merkaba expanding. See yourself surrounded by two interlocking tetrahedrons spinning in opposite directions, a golden star of light carrying you beyond the limits of time and space. Imagine your field expanding outward, infinite, until you feel yourself both here and everywhere, both human and eternal. Whisper silently, "I rise in light." By practicing both, the grounding and the expansion, you become a bridge between worlds. You walk as a human, but you carry the heavens. You root into the earth, but you soar into the stars. And this is precisely the role of the awakened ones, to anchor what is arriving from above into the soil of below, weaving heaven and earth into one seamless field. You may notice that when you honor these fluctuations, life itself becomes more fluid. Synchronicities multiply. Your emotions stabilize. Your dreams grow clearer. This is because you are no longer resisting the cosmic tide. You are riding it. And in doing so, you strengthen the collective field, helping others around you find balance in their own flux. So the next time you feel unbearably heavy, do not despair. Know you are grounding light into Gaia. And the next time you feel strangely weightless, do not fear. Know your Merkaba is expanding, preparing you for the next stage of your ascension. Both are sacred, both are necessary, and both are proof that you are awakening. If you have felt this shift, anchor it now in community. Type into the comments, "I ground the light, I rise in light." By declaring it, you weave your voice into the collective chorus of awakening. And if you are still here, still listening, then you already know. This is not coincidence. This is your initiation into the dance of gravity and grace. Have you noticed scents appearing out of nowhere? Fragrances so clear, so undeniable, yet with no physical source. One moment you are walking through your home, and suddenly the delicate fragrance of roses fills the air. Or you may sense the smoky sweetness of incense, though no stick is burning nearby. At times you may even catch the sharp electric tang of ozone, as though a storm has just passed. These are not tricks of the mind. These are olfactory echoes, phantom smells that signal the presence of higher forces moving through your field. The fragrance of roses is one of the most sacred signs. It is the signature of the divine feminine, the whisper of the mother, the presence of angelic guardians. For centuries, mystics and saints recorded the sudden appearance of roses as proof of holy visitation. When you smell roses without cause, you are being wrapped in a current of unconditional love, reminded that you are not alone, that compassion itself is walking beside you. Incense, though unseen, carries another message. When the fragrance of sacred smoke appears with no altar lit, it is often the touch of your higher self or your spirit guides. It is a reminder that your prayers are heard, your intentions lifted, your path guided by unseen hands. This scent is an invitation to trust the wisdom flowing through your intuition. It is a call to remember that you are accompanied, supported, and never abandoned in your journey. And then there is ozone, that sharp, metallic freshness that feels like lightning breaking open the air. This is not simply a smell, it is raw, prana, life force, cosmic energy flooding into your system. When you sense ozone, know that downloads are arriving. Information is being streamed into your higher mind. Your body may tingle, your skin may shiver, your thoughts may suddenly align with clarity. This scent is the announcement of upgrade, the whisper that new codes are integrating into your DNA. Most people dismiss these experiences as imagination, a fleeting trick of the senses. But you, awakened soul, know better. You understand that the physical senses are only one layer, and that spirit often uses subtle pathways to communicate. When smell appears without source, it is not hallucination, it is revelation. It is the invisible brushing against the visible, reminding you that the veil is thin and you are standing in between worlds. So, what should you do when these scents arrive? Do not ignore them. Do not rush on as though nothing happened. Instead, pause. Breathe deeply, receiving the fragrance into your body, into your heart. Close your eyes and whisper softly, "Thank you. I feel you." These simple words shift the experience from fleeting to sacred. They anchor the presence in your awareness and invite more of it into your life. Gratitude is the key that opens the door wider, and here is the truth. The more you honor these olfactory echoes, the more frequently they will come. Spirit speaks where it is welcomed. The divine feminine will wrap you in roses more often. Your guides will remind you of their nearness with sacred incense. The cosmos will signal its downloads with ozone until you recognize the rhythm of its gifts. This is not fantasy. This is relationship. You may also begin to notice patterns. Roses may come in moments when you need comfort. Incense may arrive when you are seeking direction. Ozone may appear during meditation, prayer, or even just before a great realization strikes you. Each scent carries a code, a signature, a message tailored to your journey. By paying attention, you learn the language of spirit. By recording them in your journal, you begin to map your own dialogue with the unseen. And just like the other signs, you are not meant to carry this alone. Share it, anchor it, declare it. Right here in the comments, if you have smelled roses, incense, or ozone without cause, type the words, "Thank you, I feel you." By doing so, you not only affirm your own awakening, but you strengthen the grid of recognition, reminding others that they are not imagining, that they too are being touched by higher realms. So the next time the fragrance comes, do not dismiss it. Stop, breathe, smile. Say the words, because you already know this is not coincidence. This is communication. This is the unseen reminding you. You are loved, you are guided, you are awakening. Have you noticed how the things you once reached for without a second thought, coffee, alcohol, heavy meals, now feel almost unbearable? What used to give comfort now creates discomfort. A single cup of coffee may send your system into overload, your nerves jittering. A glass of wine may leave you restless instead of relaxed. Dense, greasy foods may sit in your stomach like stone, dragging down your energy, fogging your clarity. This sudden repulsion is not a random shift in preference. It is the seventh sign. It is vibrational intolerance. As your frequency rises, your body becomes less able to process what drags it back into density. Your cells are recalibrating, tuning to a higher spectrum of light. Anything that resonates below this spectrum now feels like interference, static in your field. This is not punishment. This is protection. Your body, wise and alive, is rejecting what slows your ascension. At the same time, something remarkable is happening. Alongside this rejection comes a craving. You may suddenly find yourself reaching for foods you never cared for before. Fresh berries, vibrant greens, seeds filled with quiet power, pure, clean water that feels alive in your hands. These cravings are not accidents. They are signals. Your body is calling for high-frequency foods, the very materials needed to build what mystics call the light body. Think of it this way. Heavy foods anchor you in survival mode, but living foods lift you into creation mode. Coffee stimulates the nervous system, but berries awaken the cellular field. Alcohol clouds the aura, but greens open the channels of prana. Seeds, small as they may be, carry within them the entire blueprint of life. And when you eat them, you absorb that living code. Water, pure and sacred, is not just hydration. It is a carrier of frequency, a crystalline conductor that brings coherence to your energy system. Do not resist this shift. Do not mourn the foods you are leaving behind. Instead, honor the cravings that rise within you. Your body is wiser than your habits, more ancient than your conditioning. It knows what is needed. When you listen, you align. When you honor the new signals, you accelerate your transformation. This is why so many on the awakening path feel as though their diet is transforming itself. The foods you choose begin to look like the foods of the Earth's first garden. Fruits, seeds, greens, waters, these are not trends. These are necessities. Your body is moving out of density and into light. But here is the key. Do not treat this as a rigid rule. Treat it as a dialogue. Some days you may crave watermelon, other days a handful of nuts, other days simply clean, fresh water. This is not about restriction. It is about listening. Your cravings are coded instructions, and every time you obey them, you step further into alignment with your light body. It is also worth remembering that vibrational intolerance is not only about food, it extends into every layer of life. Just as you feel repulsion toward coffee or alcohol, you may also feel repulsion toward toxic conversations, heavy environments, or media that drains your spirit. The same law applies. The body, the mind, the soul, all are recalibrating to higher resonance. What no longer serves will fall away. What nourishes will rise in attraction. So when the craving for living food arrives, do not question it. When the repulsion toward dense substances hits, do not resist it. Instead, thank your body. Honor its wisdom. Recognize that this is not inconvenience. It is initiation. You are being trained to carry more light, and here is the practice. The next time you crave something fresh, pause and bless it before you eat. Hold the berry, the seed, the glass of water in your hand, and whisper, "You are light, and I am light." With this simple act, you seal the exchange not only on the physical level, but on the energetic one. You activate the food to its highest frequency, and you receive it as the sacred fuel it truly is. You are not just eating differently. You are becoming different. You are becoming luminous. Your body is shaping itself into a vessel that can anchor and radiate the frequencies of the new earth. Every bite of high-frequency food is a brick in the temple of your light body. Every repulsion is a reminder. The old ways cannot follow you where you are going. So honor the cravings. Trust the shifts. This is not loss. It is transformation. The density falls away. The light builds within. You are not rejecting food. You are birthing the body of light. Have you been walking through your day only to be stopped by a sudden wave of familiarity? Not just déjà vu, the fleeting sense that you've been here before, but something deeper, a flicker of memory that doesn't belong to this life. A scene, a voice, a smell, a feeling that rises out of nowhere and yet feels undeniable. These are not accidents. These are memory echoes. They come as fragments. A city you've never visited but somehow know the streets. A conversation that plays out exactly as you dreamt it. A stranger whose face awakens a tidal wave of recognition. It feels impossible to explain to others, but in your heart, you know the truth. These are glimpses from beyond this single timeline. They are soul memories surfacing. When you encounter them, you are touching the edges of your multidimensional itself. The soul does not live in linear time. It spans lifetimes, dimensions, incarnations, and in this great shift of consciousness, the walls that kept those lives separated are thinning. You are beginning to remember, not through the mind, but through the resonance of the soul. Some of these memory echoes belong to past lives. Perhaps you suddenly see yourself in robes of another era, or feel the weight of tools you never learned to use in this life yet somehow know intimately. Others belong to parallel selves, alternate expressions of you unfolding in other realities. Still, others may come as ancestral memories, the voices of those who walked before you, encoded in your very DNA. All of these are facets of one truth. You are not singular. You are vast, eternal, interconnected. Why do these echoes surface now? Because the illusion of linear time is collapsing. You are moving into a state of consciousness where past, present, and future overlap. The boundaries are dissolving so that you may reclaim what was always yours, your soul's gifts. Every fragment carries wisdom, a skill, a memory, a vibration. A knowing that your current self can call upon. That sudden memory of a healer's chant. It is not random. It is your soul reminding you of the healing gift you already carry. That flash of battle or courage. It is your soul restoring your strength. That overwhelming sense of being home in a place you have never been. It is your soul guiding you toward alignment. The key is not to chase or force these echoes, but to receive them. They are not puzzles to solve. They are reminders to awaken. When one arises, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes and whisper, "What wisdom do you bring me?" Do not demand an answer. Simply open to the knowing that comes in silence, in sensation, in subtle download. Over time, the pieces will form a tapestry. You will see the golden thread of your soul weaving across lifetimes. Memory echoes are not just mystical. They are practical. They bring gifts you can use now. A past life vision of studying herbs may inspire you to explore plant medicine. A sudden knowing of sacred geometry may help you understand energy fields. A memory of priestess or sage may awaken your capacity to guide others. These are not fantasies. They are soul tools being returned. And yes, there may also be heavier echoes. Flashes of trauma, loss, betrayal. Do not fear them. They come not to haunt, but to release. When such echoes surface, breathe into them. Remind yourself, that was then, and I am whole now. In doing so, you collapse the residue of pain and reclaim the strength that was buried beneath it. Every echo, whether radiant or shadowed, carries a gift. Understand this. You are not broken for experiencing memory echoes. You are not delusional. You are awakening to the truth that time is not a straight line but a spiral, and that you have walked this spiral before. The more you honor these glimpses, the more you awaken the fullness of your soul. So the next time déjà vu deepens into a soul flash, do not dismiss it. Pause. Receive. Whisper to the echo. What wisdom do you bring? Me. And know that you are not remembering by accident. You are being remembered by your own soul. The journey through these energetic symptoms is not meant to be endured in a state of resistance or fear. It is an initiation, and like all initiations, it asks something of you in return. Conscious participation. These integrations cannot simply pass through without your care, for the body is not a passive vessel. It is the temple in which the light is anchored. Treat it as sacred during this time. Imagine that every wave of exhaustion, every ache, every strange vibration is not random. Discomfort but a form of energetic surgery. Your cells are being rewired. Your nervous system is being recalibrated. Your DNA is awakening dormant codes. To support this, the simplest act you can offer yourself is rest. Honor the impulse to sleep longer, to pause in the middle of the day, to slow down when your mind insists on speed. Rest is not weakness. Rest is reverence. When you allow your body to soften into stillness, you are giving the cosmic surgeon permission to work. You are saying to the universe, I trust this process. I surrender to the upgrade. Alongside rest, the element of water becomes your greatest ally. Water is not only a physical necessity, it is a conductor of light. When you hydrate consciously, you are not simply quenching thirst. You are creating a channel through which higher frequencies can flow into your system. Imagine each sip of water as a crystalline current cleansing your cells, preparing them to hold more light. Enhancing this water with simple minerals, such as a pinch of natural salt or a squeeze of lemon, creates a bridge for the light codes to integrate more smoothly. Salt restores the electrical balance of your body, while lemon brings vitality and pranic brightness. You may notice that when you neglect hydration, the symptoms intensify: headaches, fatigue, fogginess. This is not punishment, but feedback, reminding you that water is the solvent through which your light body fuses with your physical form. Let each glass of water be a ritual. Hold it with gratitude. Whisper into it a word of intention: peace, clarity, love. Then drink and imagine that word becoming liquid light in your veins. Equally important is your relationship with the frequencies you allow into your field. Just as food nourishes or depletes, so too does the media you consume. During these times of integration, your sensitivity increases. What once seemed like harmless noise, fear-driven news cycles, violent entertainment, endless digital scrolling, can now feel like poison. These are not merely distractions. They are distortions that tangle your energetic circuitry. The nervous system, already in delicate repair, struggles under the weight of such frequencies. This is why a media fast becomes essential. Step back from screens, from fear-based narratives, from the constant pull of noise. Replace these with nourishment for the soul, the silence of nature, the resonance of solfeggio tones, the timeless wisdom of sacred texts. Let the sound of birdsong be your news report. Let the wind through the trees be your soundtrack. Let the wisdom of sages across the ages be the stories you feed your mind. In this way, you create an environment in which integration is not interrupted, but amplified. Breath, too, is medicine during this process. You may not always have the luxury of long rest, but you always carry your breath. Conscious breathing acts like a tuning fork for the nervous system, bringing it back into harmony when the waves of energy feel overwhelming. One simple yet profound practice is box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. As you repeat, notice how your heartbeat steadies, how your thoughts quiet, how your energy balances. In that rhythm, you become the bridge between heaven and earth. Each cycle of breath draws down light, roots it in your body, and regulates the electrical storm that surges within. If water is the conductor of light, breath is the anchor of presence. Together, they stabilize the influx so you do not shatter under the intensity of awakening. And yet, no matter how well you hydrate, rest, or breathe, the emotional purges will come. They are unavoidable because they are necessary. Tears, sudden. Anger, grief that rises without explanation. These are not signs of regression or instability. They are evidence of millennia of trauma leaving your system. You are not only releasing your own pain, but also the inherited echoes of your ancestors and the collective shadows of humanity. When these waves strike, the old instinct may be to suppress them, to swallow the tears, to hide the anger, to numb the grief. But suppression is the way of the old paradigm. Now, the call is to transmute. When tears come, let them fall like sacred rain. When anger surges, channel it into movement, into voice, into primal release. When grief presses heavy on your chest, allow yourself to wail, to sob, to collapse into the arms of Earth herself. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. Every emotion that rises is energy being liberated, making space for light to take its place. Understand that these integration practices are not chores to complete. They are invitations to live differently. They are reminders that the body, mind, and spirit are not separate compartments but a single orchestra tuning itself to a higher octave. Rest is not laziness, but worship. Water is not mundane, but sacred. Breath is not automatic, but cosmic alignment. Emotional release is not weakness, but alchemy. Media discernment is not withdrawal, but sovereignty. Each act you choose in alignment with these truths accelerates your integration and makes you a steadier vessel of light. This is the paradox of awakening. It is both deeply mystical and profoundly practical. Yes, you are anchoring cosmic frequencies, expanding into multidimensional awareness, dissolving the illusion of time. And yet, your most powerful tools are simple human practices: rest, water, breath, presence. There is no need for elaborate rituals or exotic methods unless you are called to them. The path of integration is not about reaching higher, but about rooting deeper, tending to the basics with sacred awareness. When you honor these practices, you will find that the symptoms no longer feel like burdens, but like initiations. The heaviness of exhaustion transforms into the sweetness of surrender. The thirst becomes a communion with living water. The silence of a media fast becomes a gateway into your own soul's voice. The steady rhythm of box breathing becomes a mantra of peace. The flood of tears becomes baptism. The fire of anger becomes fuel. The depth of grief becomes the ground upon which compassion grows. This is integration, the art of weaving the extraordinary into the ordinary. It is not about escaping the body but sanctifying it. Not about transcending emotion but transmuting it. Not about denying the world but discerning which frequencies you allow to shape you. Each time you choose these practices, you are not just caring for yourself. You are embodying a new way of being that ripples outward into the collective field. You become a living testament that awakening is not chaos but rebirth, not collapse, but transformation. Not the end, but the beginning. So treat your body as the sacred temple it is. Drink your water as though it carries codes of light. Guard your field from frequencies that would distort your essence. Breathe with awareness, regulating the tides of energy flowing through you. And let your emotions move, wild and raw, knowing they are purging what no longer belongs. In this way, you do not just survive the integration, you thrive within it, becoming more whole, more luminous, more true than you have ever been. Why now? Why this precise window of August 20th through the 24th? Why does the cosmos insist on compressing millennia of evolution into a span of mere days? To answer this, we must step beyond ordinary time and look to the great cycles that have governed humanity since the dawn of civilization. The ancients spoke of the yugas, vast epochs of consciousness rising and falling like tides. For over 2,000 years, humanity has been weighed down in the dense fog of the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness where separation, greed, and ignorance took root. But now, in this 4-day crucible, the curtain closes on that era, and the first rays of the Satya Yuga, the age of truth, pour forth. You are alive at the threshold. This is not coincidence, not accident. Your soul chose this moment, this incarnation, because you carry within you the codes needed to cross the bridge. And the bridge itself is here, woven by a rare alignment that has not occurred in thousands of years. The Earth, the hidden shadow moon, and the galactic core have entered a synchrony so exact that it cannot be dismissed as astronomy alone. It is not simply planets in motion. It is the unlocking of a vault, a great chamber of light that has remained sealed until now. Through this alignment, waves of adamantine particles, pure, crystalline raw material of creation, flood into our world. These particles are not metaphorical. They are tangible, intelligent, alive. They seek vessels ready to embody higher truth, vessels willing to shed the husks of the old self. That vessel, beloved soul, is you. But here is the paradox. As this new light arrives, the old structures crack. What you see around you, the turmoil in finance, the unraveling of media lies, the faltering of the pharmaceutical giants, is not chaos for chaos's sake. It is demolition. The control systems that thrived in the dark cannot withstand the radiance of truth. They collapse, not because of conspiracy, but because truth itself dissolves falsehood as the sun dissolves mist. You are witnessing the death throes of an age. It is painful, yes, it is destabilizing, but it is necessary, for the new cannot be born atop the rotten foundations of the old. This is why the collective shakeup feels so personal. It is not out there. It is not only headlines and institutions. It is also within you. The same collapsing you see in governments, in economies, in churches, you also feel in your own body and soul. Old wounds, ancient grief, ancestral fears, all of it rises to the surface now. The shaking of the outer world mirrors the shaking of your inner world. This is the micro and the macro dancing together, each pushing the other to release what no longer belongs. And yet, within this dismantling, something miraculous is taking shape. For as the Satya Yuga dawns, truth cannot be hidden. You will notice it in yourself. Lies taste bitter on the tongue. Inauthenticity feels unbearable. That is not weakness. That is resonance with the higher order being born. Your body knows. Your soul knows, even before your mind catches up. The incoming adamantine light is activating dormant strands of your DNA, strands that were sealed during the long night of the Kali Yuga. These strands hold memory, power, and gifts that humanity forgot it even had. With their awakening, you begin to remember. You begin to reclaim. You begin to walk not as a prisoner of history, but as a co-creator of destiny. So, why now? Because the cycles decree it. Because the cosmos itself bends toward truth at this hour. Because humanity, though bruised and weary, has reached the turning point. Between August 20th and 24th, the door swings wide. And though the world may tremble as the old paradigm dies, do not lose faith. For what looks like ending is also beginning. What looks like destruction is also renewal. We are not falling into chaos. We are rising into order, into harmony, into a future long promised by prophets, sages, and stars alike. Hold fast, beloved soul. Stand in trust. The death of the old is the birth of the new, and you are here to midwife this birth. Listen closely. What you are feeling in your body, in your mind, in your heart, this is not illness. This is not malfunction. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. You are not sick. You are metamorphosing. The old world taught you to fear your symptoms, to run to suppress them, to label yourself as broken. But the truth is this: every ache, every sleepless night, every burst of tears, every flicker of déjà vu is proof that you are ascending. These are the birth pangs of your higher self taking form inside you. Think of the caterpillar sealed in, its cocoon. To the outside eye, it looks as though it is dissolving, falling apart, dying. But within that sacred chamber, something extraordinary is occurring. The old form disintegrates so that the butterfly can be born. That is exactly what is happening to you and to all of us in this time between August 20th and the 24th. Humanity is inside the cocoon. The world appears to be unraveling. Systems are collapsing. Our bodies and emotions are fluctuating wildly. But this is not the end. This is the transformation that has been prophesied for ages. You must understand, the symptoms are not mistakes. They are credentials. They are the evidence that you are participating in the greatest initiation humanity has ever known. Dizziness is not weakness. It is your nervous system rewiring itself to hold more light. Emotional floods are not instability. They are the rivers clearing millennia of stagnant pain. Memory, echoes, and flashes of other lifetimes are not confusion. They are your soul reminding you that you have walked this path before, and you carry wisdom beyond this single incarnation. And here is where your role expands beyond yourself. This is not a private journey. It is a collective metamorphosis. We are not isolated cocoons. We are a field, a web of light, each of us pulsing, each of us contributing to the greater transformation. When you share your strongest symptom, you anchor your place in the field. You declare, I am part of this. I am not alone. I am one of the souls chosen to rise. That is why, right here, right now, I invite you to comment your most intense symptom. Is it the waves of fatigue? The bursts of intuitive knowing? The emotional storms that arrive without warning? Whatever it is, name it, claim it, and witness. How many others are walking with you? In the naming, we weave the web. In the sharing, we dissolve the illusion of isolation. And as we stand together in this gateway, we speak the affirmation that binds us as a tribe across time and space. I surrender. I expand. I rise. Say it out loud. Whisper it to your body. Write it in the comments so the frequency reverberates through the field. These words are not symbolic. They are keys. When spoken, they unlock deeper codes within your cells, reminding you that you are not here to fight the transformation. You are here to embody it. But this activation is only the beginning. What stirs now will deepen as we approach the new moon on August 23rd. That night is not an ordinary lunar phase. It is a portal within the portal, a seed point for anchoring the reality we are birthing. On that night, I will guide those who are ready through a members-only ritual, a 12-step process woven with an intention grid designed to crystallize this new frequency into your daily life. It will not just be information. It will be embodiment, initiation, and activation. If you are hearing this message now, you are already being called to it. So hold this truth in your heart. You are not sick. You are ascending. Your symptoms are not punishments. They are evidence of your readiness. You are not alone. You are part of a collective awakening. Share your symptom. Anchor your affirmation. And prepare to step fully into the ritual of August 23rd, where together we will plant the seeds of the new earth. I surrender. I expand. I rise. And so it is.